Hi everyone, and welcome to this Pilates class for if you are feeling a bit sick or tired. I've been sick for the past few days. I've had some sinus and I feel like I need some movement. I've been resting the whole time, so it's time to get back on the mat. And if you're feeling that way, I encourage you to join me on the mat. We're going to try and do a gentle class today, just trying to get some movement and some stretching in the body, just make the body feel good again. So I want you to come in a 4-point kneeling position. We're going to start here with some cat-cows. So you're going to inhale, extend the spine, looking up, gaze in front of you. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel, scooping in the abs, rounding the back. Inhale, look up, lengthen, shoulder blades draw together. Exhale, press up from the ground, scooping the abs in, drawing the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, scoop the abs in. Inhale, look up. Feeling a nice arch in the back, waking up the spine. Exhale, gaze towards navel. And then we're going to come into a neutral spine on our inhale, making sure that we have a flat back. We're going to flex our feet underneath us, and we're going to come into some knee hovers. So on our exhale, I want you to lift up that core, drawing the core in as we lift our knees off the mat. So exhale, lift up. We're just hovering our knees off the mat. Inhale, lower back down. So we're going to exhale, lift, inhale, tap, exhale, lift. So I want you to keep that spine straight, neutral the whole time, drawing that belly button in. This is a lot of core work. It's actually full body work, and we're going to just take it up a notch. So I want you to exhale, lift, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, inhale, press back, exhale, shift forward. So we're really waking up the body here, getting some heat in the body. Stay with me and just do the best that you can during this class today. Keep that core in, belly button to spine. Oh, you should feel some nice ab engagement. Okay, perfect. Come back, lower the knees, untuck the toes. I want you to extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to thread it through underneath. Lift it back up on our inhale. Open up the chest. Thread it through underneath the right arm. Let's do another one. Opening up the chest, feeling that rotation in the spine. Exhale, thread it underneath. Just stay here for a moment, enjoying this rotation in the spine. Lift it back up. We're going to do that on the other side. So extend that right arm, thread it through. Inhale, lift, and lengthen that arm, opening up the chest. Thread it through, and then we're going to do one more. Lift up, lengthen, and then thread it through. Just stay here for a moment, enjoying this rotation in the spine. It's so good for if you have been sitting for so long. Okay, lift up. Take that left arm now, slide it forward, and then lower down onto that right forearm. Extending the spine, feel a nice stretch in that left arm and shoulder. Really take those fingertips away from you. Take a nice big deep breath. Bring it back in. Extend the right arm, this time coming down onto the left forearm. Feeling a nice stretch in that shoulder, in that arm, extending the spine. Bring it back in, push back to nice shell stretch, nice counter stretch. And then you're going to roll up to seated. We're going to come down into the middle of our mat now. So I want you to roll down vertebra by vertebra onto your back. You're going to bring those legs in. I want you to bring that right leg over the left. Send your arms out in a T position. We're going to lower the legs towards the right. Feeling a nice twist in the spine, some nice rotation. Then bring it back to center, take it over to the other side. This should feel really good in your spine. If you have been struggling with aches and pains in your lower back, take it to the other side again. Lift it up. Last side, we're taking it to the left. Lift it back up. Unravel. Left leg over the right. And then we're lowering it down to the left, sending the gaze towards the right. Lift it back up. Take it down to the right. Gaze towards the left. Whew, this should feel really good on that lumbar spine. I know it does for me, especially when I've been sitting a lot, not moving around much. Perfect. Bring it back to center. Now I want you to tuck that pelvis under, so you're pressing that lower back in towards the mat. And I want you to stay with that lower back pressed in towards the mat the whole time. So we're going to lift one leg up to tabletop at a time. Now I want you to make sure that your knees are over your hips. So we're not going to pull them in or extend them out too far. They're staying over the hips. And then we're just going to go into some toe taps. So inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Just alternating each side. I want you to feel that core connection. So I want you to feel like you are pulling that leg up with the core on your exhale. So draw that core in. Really use your breath here. It will help you. If you want more of a challenge, come up into your ab curl, so you're working the lower and the upper abs. Okay, now I just want you to rest that head in your hands. You're not pulling on your neck. Your elbows are in your periphery. And you are sinking those abs in deep. So you are using those abs to lift you, not the hands. Sliding the ribs down towards the hips. So you're not lifting up towards the ceiling. You're lifting down towards the legs. Your gaze is towards your knees. Perfect. You're doing so well. On our next one, we're going to tap, extend, sliding the leg down, lift it back up. So inhale, tap, and extend, sliding the leg, lift it back up. If you can't go as low as I'm going, that's fine. Keep it up high, higher, and then lift it back up. So go at your own pace, at your own level. If you need to keep your head down, you can do that too. But if you want more of a challenge, keep your head up. You can really feel this in your lower and your upper abs. Stay with me. Let's do another one. Okay, bring it in. And we're just going to extend and bend. So bring those legs together, feeling that inner thigh connection. And then inhale, extend, exhale, bend. Keeping those knees over those hips. If you want more of a challenge, bring those hands towards the ceiling. And then extend the legs, lift the hands overhead, bend it back in. I want you to make sure that you're not dropping the head as you lift your arms up and overhead. Okay, follow your breath. Keeping the back pressed towards the mat. Let's go for another 2. Last one. Bring your hands back behind your head. And we're going to do double toe taps. So inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Remember, head is just resting in your hands. Those abs are engaged, belly button to spine, knees over hips. Really use your core to draw those legs back up. Keep that lower back pressed flat. If you need to bring your feet in closer, you can do that, or further if you want more of a challenge. Let's go for another 2. Last one. Lower that head back down, hug the knees into towards the chest. Now, that was a very simple movement, but you really, really felt that burn in your lower and upper abs. It's amazing what simple movements can do if you have that mind to muscle connection and if you have the right form, keeping that back pressed flat in towards the mat. And then we're going to bring our feet down, heels in towards the glutes. We're coming into some spinal articulation. So exhale, press that lower back into the mat, rolling up vertebra by vertebra to a bridge. Inhale, sink the ribcage down and the lower spine down, coming back to a neutral spine. So exhale, tuck the pelvis under, rolling up. Inhale, lower back down. So as you can see now, we're coming into some glute work. And we're going to do quite a bit of glute work today. So we've done our abs. We've done some stretching. And don't worry, there's some more to come. Getting into the glutes now. Let's do one more. Exhale, rolling up. Feel each vertebra peel off the mat. Inhale. Feel each vertebra sink down to neutral. Okay, I want you to come onto your toes now, onto your tippy toes. And then we're going to lift up to a bridge, lower back down. I want you to make sure that your gaze is pointing straight towards the ceiling, so you're not tilting your head back or bringing your chin towards your chest. Your head is in a neutral position, staring straight up. So exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep the rib to hip connection. So you're slightly tucking your pelvis under and you're not flaring in the ribs. You're keeping the ribs sliding down towards the hips, and then you're going to tap, lift. Exhale, lift. Perfect. On your next one, you're going to lift. Open the legs slightly. I want you to make sure you're not dropping the hips as you open the legs, so rather keep that range of movements less. And then you're going to bring it back in, squeezing the inner thighs, and lower back down. So exhale, lift. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, lower. Following that breath pattern, remember to try and keep those hips square and level. So really focus on keeping that good form here. Even if you have to move slower, you can put your hands on your hips just to feel that everything is stable and connected, not dropping anything, keeping that good form. You're going to feel it much more if you do it properly. Okay. And then we're going to lift up, little pulses up. Option to take your hands towards the ceiling as we finish this off, and then we're going to come into the glute med and glute min. Lower back down, hug the knees in towards the chest, just rock it out here. Release that, and then I want you to come down onto your right hand side. So extend the legs long, rest your head in your hand. Make sure that your spine is straight along the back edge of your mat. Bring your hand down towards the mat. Take your feet onto an angle towards the front edge corner of your mat. Make sure you're pressing that top hip down and that there's a gap between your waist and the mat. We're going to exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So you're keeping that core engaged. You're creating that length through the leg. And I want you to make sure that you go in with your own range of movement. So you're not lifting that leg up high and then opening up the hips. You're keeping the hips square here. So the only thing that's moving is that leg. Trying to keep the upper body stable. Let's go for another one. Lower it down to about hip height. Circle it forward, up and around. So we're coming into some circumduction of the hip. Inhale for half the circle, exhale for the other half. If you are rocking too much here, rather keep your circle smaller. So let's take it in the other direction, up and around. So keep that good form. Upper body is stable, trying to keep those hips as stable as possible. Okay, perfect. Lift it up, bend it in so that knee comes towards the mat, feet are up towards the ceiling, extend it back out. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So you're coming to internal rotation here, which is very much needed because we oftentimes don't get enough of it. Okay. I'm really starting to feel this in the glute med, in the glute min. It's amazing what simple exercises can do. Not even really getting your heart rate up here. Lift it up, pulses up. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Tap out that hip. Lift up. Okay, bring that left leg over the right. Lift up, extend the spine. Twisting towards the left. Lift and lengthen. And twist further. Okay, release that. Come down onto your left-hand side. Line your back up with the edge of the mat. Okay, bring your legs to the corner of the mat. And then press that top hip down so that there's space underneath your waist. You're going to lift up on your exhale, inhale, lower. So really create that length through the leg. You are pointing those feet. Keeping that upper body still, the hips are level. No, you're not opening up the hips here. So go with your own range of movement. And you might find that you have more mobility on the one side than the other. I know this is my tighter side. So bring it about hip height now, and we're going to circle it forward, up and around. Inhale for half the circle. Exhale for the other half. Let's do one more in this direction. Change the direction. Bring it up, over and around. So try and keep as stable as you can here without rocking too much. If you need to keep those circles smaller, that's okay. You're still going to feel this in your glutes. Okay, perfect. Bring it up, bring it down, lift it up. So we're coming into internal rotation. Tap that knee and lift those feet, that foot to the ceiling. Inhale, lower, exhale. Perfect. I'm feeling this in the glutes. It's really burning now. And we've kind of just worked this side when we did the other side. So you should feel it on this side much more. Okay, lift it up, extend the leg, pulses up. Let's burn it out. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Oh, tap it out. Wow. Okay. Bring that right leg over the left, lift up and lengthen, and then twist towards the right. Feeling a nice glute stretch. Okay. Release that. And then we're going to come down. Go to this side. We're going to come down onto our tummies in a prone position. Just releasing my mic there so that there's no interference. So you can rest your head on your forehead on your hands. Give yourself a nice rock in the forehead on your hands if you are struggling with sinus like I am. And then I want you to make sure that your legs are externally rotated about mat distance apart. We're going to exhale, lift that left leg, grounding that left hip down into the mat. Inhale, lower. If this is hurting your hip, I want you to put a nice comfortable towel underneath you, roll it up a bit so that there's extra cushioning. So make sure that you're really pointing that foot. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, feeling that glute contraction. Stay with me, we're almost done for today's class. Last one, hold it up. And then we're going to exhale, bend. Inhale, extend that leg. Keeping that leg up the whole time. If you can't keep your leg up as high as mine, that's okay. Just go with your own mobility. As long as you can feel this in the glute, in the hamstring. Follow your breath. Perfect. Bring it in, lift it up, and then you're going to twist it over, coming into a nice spine twist. Rest that right cheek towards your hands. Feel a nice twist in the spine. Take a nice big deep breath. Bring it back up and around. Rest that forehead on the hands, and then we're going to go into the right hand side straight away. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower, keeping that length in that leg. So you're not bending the leg. If your hamstrings are tight, it will bend a little, but try and keep it as lengthened as possible. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower, pressing that hip down towards the mat. Okay, let's do one more. We're going to lift it up, hold it there. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend it back out. Almost done here, almost done for today's class. Okay, bend it in, lift it up and over, circle around. Nice rotation in the spine. Should feel so good. Lift that knee up, opening up into some external rotation. And then bring it back down. Okay, so the next one's going to be a tricky one. I want you to follow me as much as you can. So rest that head down on the mat. Bring those hands to your hips. So you're creating length through the arms. And then you're going to bring those legs together. We're going to exhale, pump the legs 3 times. Inhale, extend the back, lengthen the arms towards the toes, and then open the legs a little bit. And lift up into extension. Exhale, lower back down. 3 pulses. Lift it up and lengthen. Okay, follow your breath here. We're getting into some nice back extension. Getting into those glutes some more. Okay, keeping the belly button towards the spine. Lift, lengthen. Really feel the contraction in the glutes, that length in your body. Last one here. Lift, lengthen. Lower back down. Okay, bring your hands towards your shoulders in a W position. Extend those legs long, externally rotate them, bring them about mat distance apart. You're going to inhale, lift up into a swan. Exhale, lower. So I want you to make sure that you're not locking out at the elbows. Your gaze is in front of you as you lift up. You're not hyperextending in the neck. You're looking straight ahead. Perfect. Follow your breath here. We're getting into the back and into those triceps. Okay. Let's go for another 3. Last 2. Last one. Lower back down. I'm just going to take my mic. Bring it back on and then press back to a nice well-deserved shell stretch. Taking a nice big deep breath here, just calming the nervous system from today's class. You can lift up into a 4-point kneeling position. Take your hands towards the left-hand side, coming into some nice lateral flexion of the spine. And then you can push back, shift forward, and then do this a couple of times. Feeling a nice stretch in the arms as well. Okay, perfect. We're going to take it to the other side. So bring it through center, take it towards the right-hand side, and then press back, shift forward. Should feel really good on the spine. Okay, perfect. Let's do one more. Shift forward, bring it back to center. Lower down into a nice shell stretch again. Nice big deep breath. Let it all go. And then you're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Seated. Just rolling up the shoulders, rolling up the neck. Just releasing there. And then that is it for today's class. I hope you have enjoyed this one and that you're feeling much better, more energized, ready to take on the day. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe down below. It really supports my channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling, if you're feeling better. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.